Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome to Inspired Awakening, episode 15. It's the autumn equinox. It is time to recap the summer season. I have so much energy recap to share with you all, and it is also time to do the channeling for the autumn equinox to say goodbye to summer and hello to autumn. The summer season itself has felt like it was pretty long and offered a lot of positive potential, and the autumn season brings even more, with the winds of change guiding us towards the end of summer into the beginning of autumn. I would like to invite you all to settle in and get relaxed, because we're going to try and tap into the energy of releasing that which no longer serves us in this introduction portion of Inspired Awakening episode 15. So very quick, very simple, very easy, just get relaxed. If you happen to have a black crystal or stone like onyx or obsidian, and selenite or clear quartz or black kyanite, since black kyanite is one of the supreme cleanser crystals, I recommend you hold one in each hand, but preferably selenite or clear quartz and then a black crystal. We are going to hold one in each hand. Do your selenite in your left hand and your onyx in your right hand. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths together as a group, and we're just going to visualize letting go of anything we've absorbed from the summer season that no longer serves us, to open the door for the new energy of abundance, to bring in new things that will serve us. So we're going to invite you to close your eyes. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth, of course. 1, 2, 3. Okay, with your eyes closed, you have a purifier, the selenite, in your left hand, and you have a cleanser, the onyx, in your right hand. If you have the ability to, place your wrists over your knees with these crystals. And visualize the cleansing light moving through the top of your head, all the way down to the bottom of your feet and the palms of your hands. Specifically focusing on sending it to your knees. Our sacral chakra absorbs energy, our root does as well, but our knees store ancestral trauma and store a lot of energy. We may often neglect the knees since there is no chakra that is pinpointed directly at the knees. However, the root chakra does directly affect your knees, and there may be a lot of trauma or energy that no longer serves you stuck in your knees. So if you could place these crystals on your knees, and if you have the ability to reach your palms as close to the ground as you can, and breathe in divine love and light and cleansing energy, and breathe out that which no longer serves you. So as you breathe in, say, I'm breathing in cleansing and purification, and I'm breathing out what no longer serves me. So, like so. In. I'm breathing in light and love, out what no longer serves me. Okay, breathing in cleansing and out what no longer serves me. I'm breathing in cleansing, breathe in. I'm breathing out what no longer serves me as you breathe out. We're going to do it 3 more times. Breathing in cleansing and divine light. And out, not what no longer serves me. In, cleansing and divine light. Out, that which no longer serves me. And in, breathing in, cleansing and divine light. Out, that which no longer serves me. Now with your palms on the ground, the crystals on your knees, declare, I am releasing that which no longer serves me. 3 times. I am releasing that which no longer serves me. I am releasing that which no longer serves me. And declare, I am ready for my original source excellence. I am ready for my original source excellence. I'm ready for my original source excellence. I am ready for the new abundance the universe has in store for me. I'm ready for the new abundance that the universe has in store for me. I'm ready for the new abundance that the universe has in store for me. And open your eyes. Rub your hands together, generating some energy. Place your crystals away. Thank you for joining me in that quick little reset of energy. It's a great way to open the door for all the new possibilities. And now that we have done that, we are ready to recap the summer season. And I invite you also to journal or talk out anything from the summer season that happened. Obviously, it doesn't have to be energy recaps, but good, bad experiences. Let go of the bad experiences. So if you write down anything bad that happened and burn the paper, rip it up, throw it away, let it go, and celebrate the good things that happened. Obviously, the bad things that happened taught you lessons, so what you want to take from the bad things that happened were the lessons that you learned. It's very important with recapping the past season that has occurred. It's a great debrief time to kind of discuss with your own thoughts what was going on, what happened. So take away those lessons, and if you could find, I'm going to kind of highlight at least 5 main energetic themes and takeaway points. Find that for your own individual life and see how that can guide you forward into the autumn season, which is the ultimate goal of recapping the past season. So let's get started into that. Okay, so summer season. The summer season did seem to go on for a pretty long time, and I'm very grateful for that because it was the action season. The summer season obviously started on the summer solstice, which simultaneously feels so far away and also like it just happened. Isn't that how time is flowing nowadays? We think time is dragging and we don't have enough time, but actually it's moving at a regular pace of time and divine timing. So that's the first talking point I want to talk about. The one major overarching theme for the summer season is trusting divine timing and going with the flow, flexibility. A lot of things happened in the summer season in my own life and the lives of those around me that highlighted that one major lesson that summer was trying to teach us was how to trust the divine timing of things. Don't try and force things. Don't try and force your hand on the universe. And flexibility is the way to do it, is the way to win. Going with the flow. For example, some things may not have gone our way or the way that we initially planned it. And being flexible and changing the plan because those things not going our way are going in accordance with divine timing to help us for our highest good end up where we always wanted to be. For example, there was a situation that occurred where we had a plan and we were going to execute that plan. And we changed the initial plan. Like what we really wanted to do was do this other thing. But there was another opportunity that came, so we'll do that. We'll live in this circumstance, even though there was another circumstance that we would have rather lived in. But we thought, this circumstance is easier, it's easier for everyone involved, so we're going to try and make this work. And we started planning according to that smaller circumstance in comparison to the bigger circumstance. Example. It's the best way to word it. So the smaller circumstance is the one where our big dreams kind of got shrunk a little bit down to something else and more to please somebody else and less about what truly resonated with us. And the bigger circumstance was the one that truly did resonate with us and the one that we wanted to go after. But we didn't. We went with the smaller one. When we were trying to make the smaller one work, there was a change of events that occurred, where that smaller circumstance no longer was available for us. So we were forced to actually go to the bigger circumstance, the one that we truly wanted to. Now, I'm not sharing too many details, obviously, because as much as I do share things with the collective all, some things are meant to be a little bit more personal, but you get the gist. We tried to shrink ourselves and make something work that wasn't meant for us, and we were trying to be so flexible for that thing, and divine timing came in and said, and the summer season came in and said, nope, this is what resonated with you. So we're going to guide you back to what it originally resonated with you. At first, me personally, I was feeling a little bit upset about what was going on. Like, well, what am I supposed to do now? This was the plan. I planned everything according to this plan. I told everyone I was doing this plan. Well, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. Your plan is your plan. Your life is your life. Another major lesson of the summer. Your life is your life. So things change, and you can't expect everything to be exactly the same. And that's how I'm going to transition later into talking about the winds of change guiding us into the autumn season. But back to the topic at hand, I was very upset at what was going on, and I forgot in that upset and allowing these lower thoughts and these lower emotions to control me, I was getting very upset at the loss of something that I didn't initially want in the first place. And divine timing was coming in, and the universe was coming in and telling me, this bigger thing that you wanted, that resonated with you, that is what you deserve. You shrunk yourself to fit into something smaller, but you deserve more. So we're going to force you to see that you deserve more. And so as we're going and searching for this bigger thing, we're like, we're still going to keep it small. We're going to keep the budget small, and we're looking into these other options. And those options didn't resonate with us. We're like, we can make it work. And the universe, again, is coming in, no. Now, we're going to show you how you can have a better opportunity. This is what you wanted. You're forgetting what you wanted. You're forgetting what resonated with you. You're forgetting what you manifested. You're forgetting what's right for your soul. So we're going to force you to see it. And I have never believed in the divine orchestration of the universe and divine timing more than that experience, because everything we did led us to the actual opportunity, the actual situation and circumstance that we really wanted. And now it's starting to come to fruition. Knock on wood. It's starting to come to fruition. So one major lesson that the summer season taught, and it wasn't just me because I watched it happen with all the people around me. I was spending the summer season around a lot of family and spending time getting to know a lot of people, so I was able to observe it a little bit more personally than just, passersby. But I did observe it with passersby as well, that the universe was showing you during the summer season and the summer energy that the actions that you really wanted to take, the life that you really wanted to live, that resonated with your soul, it's going to show you if that was meant for you or not. The summer season showed us what was meant for us and what wasn't. And just so happened that specific circumstance that we initially wanted a few years ago was the one that resonated with our soul. And now it's time to make it work. Now it's time to make it happen. And we have to do that in accordance with divine timing. Because then once we see it, as humans, once we see the finish line, we get very impatient. And divine timing comes in and is like, okay, but you got to be patient, okay? You have this time. You initially were thinking that you didn't want this thing, so now don't rush it. You still got things you got to do. Patience. So trusting divine timing, flexibility, patience. Patience is key. Patience is very much key. Trust. So another experience that found my way that showed me that learning to trust those around you and overcoming those trust issues to trust your peers and fellow humankind, that's something that we need to overcome the trust issues, tap it away, understand where it's coming from, and learn to trust and have faith. Learning to have faith, a renewal of faith is going on this summer season and is definitely going to guide us forward into autumn, a renewal of faith. Especially things going on socially, politically, and all of those climates of being. Having faith in a higher power and the divine plan. Having faith in the divine orchestration of the universe. Having faith in general that things are going to work out for our highest good. If we believe, we have that mindset that everything is going to work out for our highest good, then things will. But we have to accept that sometimes for our highest good, like that example, might at first seem like nothing is working out in our favor, but it really is. Because you have to think of it from the higher perspective. Soar high like the eagle. See the higher perspective. That this initial thing isn't working, but it's not working because of this thing that is going to work out in our favor. And in order for us to get there, we have to go through the period of things not working out for the egoic self, but it's working out for the soul. It's working in accordance to the plan for the soul. Having faith and trust in other people. I had some experiences happen that showed me that I need to have trust in other people, but also showed me to trust my intuition. So we have intuition and a gut instinct for a reason. When we allow trust issues to control, and I'm guilty of this too. I'm not above this, trust me. I have sometimes let my trust issues control me. When we allow our trust issues to control the decisions we make and the connections we have, we ignore our intuition. We ignore that gut instinct. We ignore our higher self because we're going based on a trust issue that's based in fear instead of intuition that's based on resonance and feeling and truth. So one thing I also learned is that when I allow the trust issues to go away and I'm open, I'm gonna trust. I'm gonna trust with faith. And I'm gonna allow individual people to show me if they are worthy of that trust or not. The same way that I would show other people if I'm worthy of their trust or not. So I had that same experience of, instead of trusting no one, how about I trust everyone and let those people show me if they're not worthy of my trust, instead of assuming that no one is and they have to prove to me that they are worthy of my trust, because that goes against the soul. Because the soul is trusting. Little kids are most in tune with their soul. I spent a lot of time with little kids this summer as well, so I had that experience of observing that. And it's a true fact that they are the most connected to their soul. I had a moment, with my baby cousin, not even a year old, where I actually noticed that she understands things, that she's seeing things, she's comprehending things, that there's wisdom there. There was a resonance. Once I allowed myself to see from that perspective of, this isn't just a baby, this is a soul coming for a purpose, and it hasn't lived life in the physical yet to have all of these filters and fear and all of these things that deep down, we're all this way. We are divinely loving unconditionally, no judgment, and trusting. And the only reason we would feel afraid to trust someone is because of the unknown, and babies specifically are constantly overcoming the fear of the unknown all the time. And that's the first initial test we have as humans, is the overcoming the fear of the unknown. And I watched her do that. And I watched her resonate and watch souls moving. I actually saw that glimpse of the way that her eyes were moving. She was watching the souls of the people around us. She was observing our souls, not just our physical form, because that's what she recognizes. Because when we're in that state as babies, we're recognizing the souls. We're seeing the true character. We're following our intuition. We learn to trust when someone random comes and picks us up. We learn to trust. But we do see things clearly and we trust our intuition. So if a baby can do that, why can't we? As grown-up babies, learn to trust our intuition, be a little bit trusting, but trusting that, if something doesn't feel right, we're going to cry, but we're going to let them know. We're going to do it in a little bit more mature way than just crying, but we're going to make it known to ourselves. We're going to remember. But initially, seeing the good in everyone. Because little kids see the good in everyone. They do. So, for the benefit of our inner child, learning to see the good in everyone, and then allowing actual evidence to prove whether or not that person is worthy of our trust or not. Very big message of the summer that will carry us forward. Is look to see the good. Look to see the good. And allow repetitive behavior and actions to show you the truth. And obviously trust that intuition, that intuitive feeling. Trust it. Learning to trust. Another big thematic energy that came forth in the summer season is overcoming the overthinking. So the overthinking and the obsessive thoughts and the doomsday thoughts, everything is going to fall apart, there's an apocalypse coming, there's a war, there's this, that. There are wars going on, of course. But wouldn't we rather those things end, then manifest them happening by resonating in that frequency out of fear. That's the important thing to think about. We are beings of life. We create life. Women carry life. We create life. Therefore, our thoughts do manifest our reality. What we linger so much in affects the energy of everything around us. Think about it like this. If you have more negative thoughts, everything around you starts falling apart. It does, because that's the energy that you're attracting. When you have more positive thoughts, things start working out in your favor. It's the reality you're creating around you. I tested this unknowingly as a soul, tested this, where I did have a period of I feel like I don't feel welcomed, I don't feel accepted, I had all these lower thoughts, I feel like I don't belong, and then things started breaking around me, things started falling, I started getting injured, I had these things happening to me that I felt like that was then proving the point, yeah, I'm correct. This is the egoic fear and these thoughts that I'm not worthy, this, and that, and I'm not welcomed, and everything's going wrong. This is proving true. Nothing was happening before that point to prove those thoughts, except maybe one offhand thing. But then living in those thoughts actually created evidence for it. Because then I was resonating in that energy, and so it's proving the point, and then it gets very hard to get out of that. How did I get out of it? Was I took a step back, and I allowed myself to feel. I went into the garden, I went to a tree. I've told so many people to do this in sessions, and I don't think I've really fully done it myself. I didn't, but the beings of inspiration told people, and I kept seeing the visual of doing it, of going to a tree and letting it out. So I did it. I felt guided to. I put down the phone. I grabbed my journal. I went into the garden. And I went to a tree. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to do. But all I felt was there was this energy of sadness, of disappointment, of just not knowing what to do. We learn to very much control and suppress emotions as we grow into adult humans. As kids, we let it out. And, you're trying to teach kids to use your words, explain it with your words, but sometimes some things can't be expressed with words. I just started crying. And after I cried for about 5 minutes, I was able to put into words what I was feeling. And then I felt a wave of clarity wash over me. And all of a sudden, the mindset started changing. What's very interesting is when you let yourself cry and you let out that physical feeling of disappointment, of upset, of hurt, you're able to understand what's going on emotionally better. We need to allow ourselves to cry. It's very important to allow yourself to cry and let it out, because water is clarity. We have the ability to produce water when we cry to bring us clarity. Because when your head is so heavy and you feel like you want to cry, let yourself cry. Because sometimes the mental body can't do it all on its own. The emotional body needs to be a part of the process. And the mentality starts changing. Because it's the thoughts, it's the overthinking thoughts and the overwhelming thoughts that cause you to be in that state of doomsday all the time. But it's stemming from feelings. We need to understand our feelings, to understand ourselves and what's going on, to be healthy partners, to be a healthy family member, to be a healthy parent, to be a healthy anything, a healthy friend, to be a healthy person. understanding our emotions, because if we're running and running and running in the rat race of life and we're not understanding our emotions or what's going on, we're going to end up in circumstances and situations that we never wanted to in the first place, and it's going to feel like God has abandoned us. But there's a lot of layers to peel back. Because is it that God has abandoned us, or we've abandoned Him by ignoring the feelings of our soul, which carries the essence of Source? Our soul is feeling things. We are feeling things. We are the soul. We are feeling things. We are feeling emotions. And we think animals don't, but animals feel emotions too. Stray cats, they feel fear. They feel anxiety. They feel love. They feel joy. I observed it so plainly in front of me. There was a baby kitten. I watched him grow every week. And each week grow and learn something new. They feel the emotions too. We neglect our emotions. We neglect that animals feel all the range of emotions too. I've seen a dog cry. I've seen animals express their emotions. We tend to always see them when they're angry, or at least that's how the media projects things. That's still an emotion. And it all stems from something. Understanding where it's coming from. And accepting that it's a part of life. Those feelings. Carrying us forward. Into the autumn season. And that's where the winds of change come in. Guiding us forward into the autumn season, it's time to change. To make change. To change our mentality, to change the way we process our emotions, to change circumstances. The change is coming. It may seem like nothing's happening, but the energy is moving and flowing in a proper way to propel us into change. It's coming. We just have to embrace change and overcome the fear of the unknown. That's what the autumn energy, fully and plainly as I can see it, is the winds of change. Is healing. Healing our wounds in regards to the unknown. Being patient, accepting timing as it is, and embracing the winds of change. And on that note, it's time to let the Elfian realm, the beings of inspiration, deliver their messages to guide us this autumn season. Feeling a lot of different energy coming forth. I'm feeling it as just the light of the flower of inspiration coming forth. Like the source of the flower of inspiration and the realm of inspiration, the Elfian realm. Not very common that happens, but there's like that overwhelming sense that it's like the source of inspiration wanting to come forth and guide us. And I'm feeling very specifically guide us in healing some things from the past. Like really moving forward. I'm feeling like a push forward. I feel it in the knees. We just did the thing with the knees. I feel it in the knees, but I'm feeling this push forward into something new. So, Elfian Source, Divine Masculine Energy, when I've safely stepped back, you may step forth. As I enter that astral realm, safe and protected, setting the intention for messages for our highest good, from a place of divine light and love. That's all that's welcome here. We have our guardian angels with us, of course, Heavenly Father God, Angelic Mother Gaia with us. Now let's bring forth the Elfian Source. Hello, beautiful beings. I am the Divine Masculine, Elfian Source, the source of the flower of inspiration, and the beings of inspiration. So this autumn season is astronomically powerful for embracing energy and embracing change. In the autumn season is the Elfian New Year of Abundance, which is the shift of energy for the frequency of abundance as it flows for all the different levels of abundance that there are: intellectual, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial, and of course inspirational and healing levels of abundance. These levels of abundance are truly powerful for you embracing the different levels of things changing and flowing and increasing and growing. So the communicator felt a push forward in releasing the past and moving forward. And that could not be more true. So here's what I have to say on that front. This autumn season, of course, is changing. You're letting go of that which no longer serves you and preparing for something new. The color frequency particularly associated with the autumn is the orange and the red and the yellow, the change of colors from the bright green of summer. The bright green of summer is that healing light. Energy shines over summer and it helps people feel more empowered to do things. However, there is a huge empowering energy in the autumn season that often gets ignored. And that does come from the empowerment of finding your security, your stability, your roots, your grounding, of understanding your creativity, and releasing all the things inside of you that no longer serves you. It's healing the past and moving forward. Eventually, it's time to move forward. It's time to stop, what's the human expression? Beating a dead horse. If you've done it, you feel like you're done, so far until something happens that shows you whether or not you're really done, a little test of the universe and your guides. If you feel like you've done it, now it's moving forward. What do you do after you've healed the trauma wounds? What do you do after you've broken some cycles? How do you keep breaking cycles? How do you keep moving in a new trajectory of life? What do you do if you've healed those ancestral wounds? What do you do if you feel like your inner child is integrated with you already? How do you propel yourself forward and let the universe know, I'm ready for these tests, I'm ready for these challenges to show whether or not I've truly overcome this. And if you keep passing with flying colors, what's next? Well, that's embracing your power. That's the yellow, that's embracing your power. That's the solar plexus, that is standing in your truth as an authentic being of love, light, and life. Standing and understanding your inspirations, your purpose, your mission, why you're here, what's going on. Overcoming cynicism. Sometimes you can get very stuck in something that there is cynicism involved. Overcoming it. It's not a bad thing. It's part of being human. But how do you move forward? You have the tools, you have the resources. What do you do next? You don't have to take all the itty-bitty little steps anymore once you've been doing it for so long and you've developed your energy stronger, more powerful. Still doing the smaller steps, but not as small anymore. You're taking the bigger steps of what to do. So maybe you don't need to do a meditation every day to heal something because you healed it. So what do you do next? Maybe once a week. Maintaining your energy is important. Maintaining what you've spent time cultivating and healing, maintaining it. Then you're ready to go out into the world. You've graduated from the school of embracing your energy and standing in your truth. So what do you do next? You keep doing it. Keep it up. But now you don't need to go and dig and dig and dig and find all these little things to heal all the time if you feel like you've done it and you're ready for the new experiences. That might give you things you have to heal later on, or might not. It's part of life. It's part of experiencing life and the cycle of life. So what do you do next? Because it feels like that definitive what's going on. Like healing is a never-ending journey, and it truly is. But sometimes you've done all you can do, so what's next? Now, I hear you. Okay, Elfian Source, just got to the point. What's next? I know the question. So here's what's next. What's next in your journey? All of those dreams, all of those inspirations, all those manifestations of what you wanted to accomplish. You want to help people, you want to create something. It's time to do it. It's time for it to be birthed into reality. You cleaned your womb, you cleaned your sacral, you cleaned your navel. Out of all of those things blocking you from creating what you feel called to create. So now it's time to do it. It's time to go on that journey. The journey that your creations, that your inspirations take you on. The journey of completing those missions, where it's going to take you to complete your missions as a soul. Where are you going to go? Who are you going to meet? How are you going to grow? How are you going to share things with others? How are you going to create and facilitate unity in this world that you live in? How are you going to every day stare fear in the face and say, I choose love? Stare hate in the face and say, I choose love. Stare doubt in the face and say, I choose love. How are you going to practice gratitude every day to keep elevating your energy? How are you going to allow abundance to flow? Humans are hardwired for this chaos. That constant chaos of fight or flight. It's in your very nature because that's the life that you lived as humans before these advancements going on. But serenity and peace is something you're also worthy of, and you are hardwired to accept and live in. Well, how can I do that with all of these things going on in the world? Can you help by your life being chaotic? Or if you've achieved your own interpersonal life, bringing it to this energy of peace and happiness and success and things working out in your favor, then from that place, you can actually be more of help. And you can actually make more change from a place of peace than a place of chaos. Well, the place of chaos, it makes me better, makes me stronger. Does it? Or does it drain your energy? From a place of peace, you can see things clearer. When you have a higher understanding of your emotions and your mind and your soul in the physical form and how you've grown from the past, you can actually see things clearer. It's all about seeing things from that higher perspective. Well, these things going on and it's stressing me and I don't know what to do. Okay? It's stressing you. Understand stress. Why are you stressed? Where's it coming from? You can dig deeper into those things. Understand it. Learn how to overcome stress. When you're in peace and you're in resonance with your authenticity, these lower things, these little things, aren't going to knock you down. And you can be of more help. But it's important not to get lost in only doing things either physically or spiritually. Okay? It's the balance of both. So, you can deliver messages to the collective, you can do teachings, workshops, webinars, all of these things. You can do those things for people, or you can attend those things. But don't get too lost in doing those things, where you lose the human part. It's the balance. Go out, have fun in a healthy, higher way, but still doing it, going to the beach, connecting with people, making friends, and then do that yoga retreat. Balance between the spiritual and the physical. That's the battle. Spiritual body cannot be divined into any form of following or religion. Your spiritual body is your soul. What resonates with your soul may not resonate with everyone else's soul, because you're all different. It's your soul. Remembering your soul. You are a soul. And you are a soul in a body. You are a human being. Human, physical, being, soul. Human being. Balancing both. grounding, and seeking enlightenment. That stability of both. Be of more help when you're in a state of peace in both areas. I'm in a state of peace when I'm in this spiritual environment, and then when I leave, I drift into chaos. Then you're not in a state of peace. If it's exclusive to one environment, that's not your energy. That's exclusive to that environment. That's feeding on the energy of that environment, and it elevates you. Of course it does. When you're in that environment, when you're in a church, or you're in a holistic fair, or you're in a group healing, it elevates your energy. Of course it does. But when you leave, what are you doing when you leave? If you're still in that energy, then that's your original energy. But if you fall into all of these other things, and you just go there for a recharge and then fall again into all of these, the stress, the anxiety, the fear, the worry, all of these things, you fall back, then that's not your energy, authentically. Yet. But it can be. Work on it on your own. That you can be, in a metaphor or example of humans, in the depths of hell, and still be a beacon of light. Because that's your energy. It's not you're a beacon of light around other beacons of light. It's that when you're in darkness, you are still a beacon of light because that is your energy. That's what it's shifting into. For your own individual self. Don't get so worried about everything going on outside of you. First, the only thing you can control is yourself, your life, and your reaction to things. Work on that. And then see if you have the resources and the ability to make that real change that you are feeling called to make on an external, outworldly level. But start with yourself, your interpersonal life, and work your way outward. You don't want to jump headfirst into something without thinking first, without feeling first, without understanding first. It's important to understand, especially in this autumn season. Moving forward into the future is moving forward as your enlightened self, your in alignment self, and keeping yourself in alignment. No matter what, you might not need to do things in the same way anymore. Maybe your guides aren't coming up as forcefully anymore. Maybe it's because you don't need it. They come to get you to the place that you are ready and you have the resources and you have the guidance, that inner guidance developed and cultivated so you can do it yourself. Because at the end of the day, your guides and your angels and any other higher being from any other realm, at the end of the day, when you are in the non-physical, you are able to be all of those things they're guiding you to be without guidance. Because that's your original state of being. We just come to remind you. Ding, 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 ding. Reminder. And then that's when you can have that eternal loving friendship with all of the higher energy around you. With the true essence of inspiration and that frequency in its beings. My frequency and my beings. Life, knowledge, truth. All have names and this is what the energy looks like and whatever. Truly, at the end of the day, eventually, it's going to get to a point where none of that matters because you've remembered now. Everything's coming forth as a reminder. And then once you remember, you remember. You don't need to be reminded anymore. You know. You have that divine wisdom and that divine knowledge within you and that higher truth within you. You know. So now all of the things that you learned, putting it into practice. And your guides will come, and your angels will come if you ever feel like you're getting a little bit lost. But your highest self is your true North Star. That's the goal. Stepping into your highest self in the physical. That's what you're trying to achieve. Yes, okay, raise the earth, the collective, all of these bigger things. But right now, what you need to focus on as a collective all is that individual journey of stepping into your highest self. Because that is how the earth is going to raise its vibration. When everyone is stepping into their highest self. And then reminding others to do so too. But also by just doing the things that are from a place of your highest self. You may fall back, pick yourself back up again. You don't need someone holding your hand all the time. Where are my guides? Where are my angels? I can't pick myself up without them. I can't hear them. I don't know what's going on. Now, sometimes you can't hear them because you're not resonating in that frequency to hear them, but also sometimes you can't hear them because they're trying to teach you that you have it within you, that willpower and that strength to do it yourself. And they're going to support you and they're going to be cheering you on when you do it yourself, and you're going to feel that celebration and that unconditional love coming from beyond the veil. You're going to feel it. You don't need someone holding your hand all the time. You have to believe in you. And ultimately, all higher beings, all guides, all angels, whatever it may be, are coming to remind you to believe in you. Remember your soul, why you are here, and step into your highest self in the physical. Because that's the goal, and that's the lesson. But also remind you that you are here to learn as a human being. As a human, you are here to learn. Don't stop your learning and hinder your ability to learn and grow because you're trying to isolate yourself. Some souls are meant to do that. Meant to isolate and be in a monastery and do those things because that's what they're called to do in this lifetime. But a lot of you now aren't designed for isolation. Because that unity and that oneness comes from connection. There are bad people in the world, and there are good people. But don't be so afraid of the bad people or so focused on the bad people that you forget to become one of the good people. And that is my final message. On what he just said, because I heard it as he was leaving, he was referring to the fact that we sometimes get so concerned on being prepared for the bad things, like assuming the worst in everything, that we forget that we can elevate our energy by obviously choosing love, wishing for the best, of course. I think we have enough survival instincts as humans that if something goes wrong, we're gonna know what to do. But it's remembering that, I saw that visual of remembering to be a beacon of light and knowing what battles are yours and what aren't. And that reminder with everything going on in the world, all of the political and war climates going on in the world, some of us just don't have the ability to physically go and help for those things. Or we're not the ones who are supposed to be making that change. We don't want to take on a job and a mission that's not ours, because we have our things we're supposed to do. It's remembering that the only thing we can really control and really change is our own lives, is our own self and our own being. That is what we have control over, is us. That reminder, I haven't heard that for a little while, actually, because it's something you tend to forget. The only thing we can control is us as individuals, what we're doing, who we are, what we're resonating in. So that kind of concludes this video, this episode. I have a few other lists of things that I want to space out and releasing to the collective all, that I'm taking my time doing them. There are 2 courses available that will be linked in the description. Maybe I'll do a course bundle with them when I've made a few more. We'll see. But the first course is the home cleansing course, and then the second one is Protecting Your Energy 101. Just some nuggets of wisdom and inspiration for the collective all. Affordable courses, you hear the word course and how much is this going to cost me. Truly, like between $5 to $10. Genuinely, I wanted to make these courses affordable for the collective all, and so they are linked in the description. The home cleansing is like, it's $10, and the Protect Your Energy 101 is $5. They have, I mean, full of so much information and so many things, and it's just like a little way for me personally to be able to afford doing more things like that. So I would really appreciate your support and help with signing up for those courses. It's a lot of information and things that I think are truly beneficial for the collective all, and yeah, that small dollar amount is just enough that, I mean, that's even if you donated that would help in any way, just to have the resources to be able to do more things like that. And obviously all the free content and information I have out here to keep doing things like that and have that that stability. I'm not asking you to break your bank, because I don't believe that is in resonance with me and myself and the divine calling. So I'm gonna have more projects and more things coming out in regards to obviously the frequency of inspiration, the beings of inspiration, the Alphean realm, but everything is starting to kind of shift and change more into less about who these higher beings are and more to their teachings, and kind of going to that that way of being. But there's obviously so much that we still have questions about, so I do have plans of doing things with the rivers and the waterfalls, and kind of learning a little bit more about these things around us, and how the beings of inspiration can come forth and communicate those things, and educate us on some things as well. But yeah, education, guidance, and all that it's meant to be, and however it's meant to be. Just remember that positive mindset, you know, it has that like stigmatization of like, well, positive mindset, but you're not seeing everything going on around you. No, you are. It's just being the light. Just having that positive mindset. How much can a positive mindset do? It can make your life so much better. And then you can make those around you and everything going on around you better when you're in that mindset. So shift and change into that mindset, embrace change, and don't know what video I'm gonna be doing next, but I know I will see you sometime, and if you sign up for those courses, I will definitely see you in those courses. They're all mainly video based, so it's nothing necessarily that you have to read as much, and more action things of things you can do to really feel like you are taking charge of your life, and cleansing your home and protecting your energy, feeling like you're taking charge, and making that positive change in your life. So, sending you love, light, and inspiration. Stay inspired as always, and I'll see you when I see you, collective all. Love and light.